Hello viewers, this is Censor Studio breaking down the wall of common sense. I'll be delivering news about the Israel-Iran war. The Israeli military carried out an airstrike on the Parchin military base, located southeast of Tehran. So far, at least 950 people have been reported dead and 3,450 injured in Iran. This is Tehran. Here it was confirmed that Iranian military air defense weapons were in operation. Bright flashes continued to be seen in the sky. The Iranian military fired only one ballistic missile toward Israel, and this missile was intercepted. This is over Jerusalem. The missile in question is the ballistic missile launched by Iran, the same one that was fired earlier. It is reported to have been intercepted. This footage shows the evacuation from Israel to Europe. Many people are boarding the ship. Currently, Europeans are continuing to evacuate from various parts of Israel. According to Israel, they know where Iran is storing its 60% enriched uranium. Iranian politicians and state media have called for attacks on United States military bases in the Middle East following the bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities. State-run Channel 3 showed a map of United States military bases across regions within Iran's missile range, including Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Iraq. At the same time, hardliners in Iran argued that those United States military bases should be attacked. The Strait of Hormuz is the most important oil transport route for South Korea. Accordingly, the Republic of Korea Navy is reportedly considering deploying the Cheonghae unit locally to prevent South Korean ships from being seized in the Strait of Hormuz. President Donald Trump hinted at the possibility of regime change in Iran through a social media post on Sunday evening. President Donald Trump's recent remarks represent a shift from the message conveyed by senior administration officials on Sunday, but President Trump did not specifically say that the United States would carry out regime change. Previously, he stated that he did not hope for regime change and would only target nuclear facilities. According to the New York Times, the United States military and intelligence agencies have detected signs that groups supported by Iran are preparing to attack United States military bases in Iraq and Syria. So far, these groups have held off on attacking United States targets, and Iraq has been trying to dissuade them from carrying out such attacks. But after Iran was hit by airstrikes, there is no longer any justification to stop them. There is an analysis that if Iran tries to blockade the Hormuz Strait, it will actually be China that suffers the most. The Strait of Hormuz, which connects the oil-rich Persian Gulf to the open sea, is one of the world's most important oil transport routes. According to the United States Energy Information Administration, about 20 million barrels of crude oil were transported daily through the narrow strait between Iran and Oman last year, which accounts for 20% of global consumption. For China, the world's largest oil importer and the biggest buyer of Iranian crude oil, the Strait of Hormuz is even more important. According to estimates by the United States Energy Information Administration, China imported 5.4 million barrels of crude oil per day through the strait during the first quarter of 2025. According to calculations by Cable News Network, based on Chinese customs data, this accounts for about half of China's average daily crude oil imports in the first quarter of this year. According to analysts, China has not reported purchases of Iranian oil in official customs data since 2022, but it is still the largest importer of Iranian energy. According to Kepler, a commodity data company, about 90% of Iran's current oil exports are going to China, providing a crucial lifeline to Tehran's sanctioned economy. In other words, if Iran blocks the Strait of Hormuz, there is a high possibility that China will face an energy crisis. At the same time, it is analyzed that Iran would also not be able to receive economic support. The French Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Defense announced that they are dispatching a military A400M aircraft to Israel to evacuate French citizens currently staying in Israel. Those who are evacuated from Israel on the military aircraft are expected to be transported to Cyprus. About 250,000 French citizens live in Israel. Russia has warned that if Iran blocks the Strait of Hormuz, it will not only affect the United States, but also cause a global oil shock. A spokesperson for North Korea's foreign ministry said that these attacks violated the United Nations Charter and criticized Israel, saying that constant acts of war and territorial expansion are heightening tensions. He stated that the West is accepting and encouraging this. That concludes the video. Thank you.